Predictions don't always hold true. No one has a crystal ball. No one can know for sure what happens in the future. Predictions are allowed to go wrong. But what if it's a matter of life and death, quite literally? Let me tell you what we are talking about. Have a look at what this Telegraph report states. The headline saying, I'm quoting, "Doctors wrongly predict how long terminally ill patients will live in half of the cases," quote unquote. In half of the cases. The analysis has naturally raised a lot of concern. And this is also significant because of the timing. A new bill aiming to legalize assisted dying in Britain was introduced in Parliament on Wednesday. So the analysis has triggered concern naturally over the assisted dying bill. Just for context here, under new laws presented to the Commons on Wednesday by the Labour MP Kim Leadbeater, terminally ill patients will be allowed to seek medical help to end their lives. Let's tell you more. Reportedly, only patients with a set number of months left to live will qualify, with prognosis of between 6 months and a year currently being considered as potential criteria. As this report mentions, according to the analysis, doctors wrongly predict how long terminally ill patients will live in half of the cases. So what if people who have been wrongly told by doctors they only have months left to live choose to die prematurely? There is naturally a lot of concern over this possibility. It's a matter of life and death after all. As per the Telegraph report, analysis of 16 years worth of research obtained by the Telegraph shows that half of patients who are expected to die within 6 months to a year outlive expectations. Out of 6,495 occasions when doctors or nurses predicted a patient would die within 6 months to a year, more than half of the patients, 3,516, defied expectations and survived, quote unquote. The report says the analysis highlights weaknesses in doctors' prognosis, raising concerns from leading palliative care clinicians, quote unquote. And that's just one part of the story. The new bill in itself has sparked divided opinions. Small groups of protesters, in fact, both for and against that bill, gathered outside the Parliament on Wednesday morning. The bill grants terminally ill people in England and Wales a way to allow physicians to help them die. Although the details will not be released until later in the month, ahead of its first substantial debate and a parliamentary vote, the bill's introduction in the Parliament set off an emotional debate on an issue that basically polarizes opinion. The assisted dying bill is expected to allow mentally competent, terminally ill adults with 6 months or less left to live the right to choose to end their lives with medical help. It is the first attempt to change the law in a decade. According to a 2023 Ipsos Mori poll, legalizing assisted dying is supported by up to 2/3 of Britons. Opponents of assisted dying, meanwhile, say there is no way to change the law without endangering vulnerable people. In fact, they argue that vulnerable sick people could feel pressured into choosing it, and some worry the law could then be extended to cover other conditions. In recent years, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and some US states have legalized assisted dying under certain circumstances. It has been legal in Switzerland, in fact, since 1942, and in the Netherlands since 2002. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.